Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is FlossTube number 14 and this is November and December's update. Today is the 29th of December, so I just want to say that I hope that everybody had an amazing Christmas if that is what you celebrate. If not, then I hope that you've just enjoyed the holidays, had a nice break. Hopefully you've had a break. My Christmas was really nice. A bit busy, but it was really nice to see friends and family. We went over to see Mark's family on Christmas Day, and then on Boxing Day we split it between my parents, my mum's and my dad's. So yeah, we got to see quite a lot of people. A couple of days ago I also had my annual Lord of the Rings marathon. I've mentioned this before I think, but every year my friends and I will sit and watch all of the Lord of the Rings, all 3 films, all extended edition. So it literally takes about 12 hours and we just kind of have some food set out and just pick at stuff as we go throughout the day. So that was amazing. I got a lot of stitching done then. I was very lucky over Christmas. I've been spoiled. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I actually have a new microphone for my camera. So I might sound a little bit different. I hope I sound a little bit different and I hope it sounds okay. I've not really had a chance to play around with the settings or anything like that. So we're just going for it. At the start of December, Mark and I had a chance to get away as well. We headed over to Lincoln for 4 days, Monday to Friday, 5 days. And we had a lovely time. We mainly went for the Christmas market and we mainly went to do nothing. We had pretty much decided that we just kind of want to get away, go somewhere and just chill, just have time to relax and some time to ourselves. So we took some board games, I took some stitching, and we went for a walk or 2 as well. And then we did go into Lincoln the day before the Christmas market just to have a wander around, and Lincoln's beautiful. I don't know if anyone's been or if anybody lives there, but it is an amazing place. It's so lovely. And the day after we went to the Christmas market, which was really nice. I had a mulled wine and a Baileys and hot chocolate, so that's pretty much what Christmas means to me. It's the food and the drink, let's be honest. But we really enjoyed that. I'm not sure what pictures I got, but I'll include some here just to give you a little bit of a glimpse as to what we got up to. I would definitely go to Lincoln again. I really enjoyed it, and they're very dog friendly. Like even some of the shops that we went to, they were just normal like Hotel Chocolat and just random high street shops. But they had little signs on them saying dogs are welcome, so maybe Lincoln's my calling. Maybe I need to go there more often. I do want to apologise for not making a video last month. I was debating whether to do it or not, but I think the issue that I had was that I just knew that I wouldn't have time to edit it. That was the main issue that I had. So I do apologise that this is a little bit late. The reason I didn't have time was that it's just such a busy time of year between buying people Christmas presents, going out to the events that you're invited to. Something that I'm sure us crafty people have is that you're making gifts for people, so I needed to make sure that I had time to stitch the gifts that I made for everybody. I managed to get them done, so I will show them to you in this video. But before we get into my stitching, I did want to start off this video with looking at some of the comments from my previous FlossTube. So in that video I showed you all of my whips. I had my whip parade, and a question that I had for you guys was around one of the patterns that I'm currently stitching, which was the bee one. I will show a picture in case you didn't see it. This pattern I had bought from a seller unofficially, and I basically found out that it's not being sold by the person who deserves the credit. It has been stolen, so I've been feeling guilty about what to do about it. I've not been stitching on it because I feel too bad, but I feel a lot better about it now. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that left me a comment. I received quite a few comments addressing this and they were all really helpful. So the first comment that I had was from Danielle Rowan. Danielle said that they would keep stitching the bee and give the real designer the credit. I bought the pattern in good faith, so I shouldn't blame myself, and that a lot of stitchers have made the same mistake. So we're all, quite a lot of us are in the same boat. So thank you so much for that comment, Danielle. The next one is from Trisha, the left-handed stitcher, and Trisha said that they are somebody who has stitched patterns from unlicensed sources in the past before they knew better. Since tracked down the patterns except one and retroactively purchased them. Given that the bee design is only available via Gecko Rouge and it's only available as a kit, it isn't an option. Since I'm not stitching the exact Gecko Rouge pattern illegally obtained, you don't owe Gecko Rouge anything, but I would contact the artist that pays to use her work and offer to pay her a usage fee for the image. And there were a couple of others that made a similar suggestion in that I could offer the artist to pay a royalty free fee or a license fee to use that image. So another comment is from Claire, and they made the point that the artist is probably more upset that that is being sold, so it's best to get into contact with them, let them know where it's being sold so that they can work to get that taken down. I don't know how it would work because it wasn't through Etsy, it was through Instagram, so I just spoke to that person, paid them via PayPal. So but I have been in contact with the artist, and that leads me into the next comment, which was from Giselle. Giselle actually let me know that it was by somebody called Lorna Lane, so I have been in contact with Lorna Lane on Instagram. I haven't heard anything yet. I've offered to pay a royalty fee or a usage fee for the image. I apologised. I said that I know better now and that I will be more vigilant in the future. So I've not heard anything back yet, but I will let you know when I have heard something. And lastly, we have a comment from Jacqueline B, who said that they would keep stitching the bee and give Gecko Rouge credit. You can use it as a teaching moment to check if the person selling it is the original artist. I love all your projects. And I completely agree with that. It's something that will stand out to me and is definitely a learning curve. I think everything else that I've had has been definitely from the original artist. A lot of what I stitch is Caterpillar cross stitch, Emma Congdon, so I know for sure that it is those people that are making those patterns. So yes, I will be much more careful in the future. Like I say, thank you so much for those comments. I feel a lot better about it now. I feel a lot better about even talking about it on FlossTube, because I felt like I was lying or being deceitful by not kind of saying, oh, I'm stitching this, but I don't know where I got it from. So I'm really happy now that I can just say that this is a piece of art by Lorna Lane and that you can get it from Gecko Rouge in order to stitch it yourself. I will let you know what Lorna says when they respond to me. But yeah, like I say, I offered to pay some money to give credit where credit is due, so I hope that that will be okay. So with that out of the way, let's move on to some stitching. I have so many FFOs for you, fully finished objects. I'm sorry, I have been my friend Gushan pointed out to me the other day about how many acronyms there are, and she actually asked, what does FFO mean? And I feel really terrible because I just talk in acronyms all the time. Fully finished objects. I have 4 fully finished objects to show today, and that basically means that I have finished all of the stitching and also presented it in a way that I want it to be, whether that's a frame or a cushion, whatever it is. So first of all, we have got Hello Pumpkin. I'm so happy that I managed to get this finished in time and to display it a little bit during autumn before Hello Dear came out and before my Christmas decorations came out. So I managed to finish this. I stitched it on a 28 count even weave and I stitched it 2/2. I used all of the called for DMC colours that are in Sally's pattern, and I have finished it just on the back of some poster board like I normally do. So I just pin it to the top of the poster board and then use some double-sided tape to stick it to the back. I'm quite happy with this finish. I think my Hello Petal was slightly more rushed and it was kind of a bit loosey-goosey in some places, but this one I took my time with a little bit more, and I am really happy with how it's turned out. This is definitely my favourite of the seasonal trees. This was the first one that Sally did and I just love autumn. But then again, since having Hello Dear back out, I have found my appreciation for it again. I think because they match the season that it's currently in, it kind of gets you in that mood, in that spirit. So yeah, I'm so happy that I've got this finished. Now I've finished all of the seasonal trees apart from one, which is Hello Summer. So I will be working on that in 2022 to get that ready for summer so that I can display it like I said I would with this and with Hello Petal and all the others that I have. But no, I have got something planned for Hello Sunshine, so I think that I will have it done in time. Fingers crossed. We're sticking with Caterpillar cross stitch, and my next fully finished object is this. It is Deck the Halls, and I was doing this as part of a stitch along run by Emma X Stitching and Belushi Stitchers, which was Deck the Halls in time for Christmas. And I did deck the halls in time for Christmas, like just in time, like a week in time. So this is the finished piece. The Ada that I've stitched it on is a 16 count, and it has got some sparkles in it, so I'm really trying to show off the sparkles. I think they show up on the camera better than what I can see right now. I think when I previously filmed it I thought that you can't see the sparkles at all, but it did kind of show up quite a bit. So I'm stitching this with 2 strands, and again I use all of the called for colours that Caterpillar cross stitch asked for. They're all DMC. And the way that I finished it is just with this hanger. The hanger is from a Etsy shop called England & Co, and it is just basically these 2 pieces up here. I'm not going to undo it. It might fall apart, but I'm not going to undo it for now because it is quite a bit of a pain to put it back together. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it does sometimes fall apart and it's a bit annoying. So you just are given these 2 parts, and both of these panels here have got magnetic strips along them, so it's literally just magnets to hold it together. And then you can pick the colour yarn that you like to go with it, and I thought that this was an ingenious idea. I think a lot of people are using them, especially for Caterpillar cross stitch designs. I see it a lot on their Facebook when people post what they've made. A lot of people have bought these hangers, so they are genius if this is how you're wanting to fully finish your cross stitch. And on the back I used a fabric. Again, this one is a little bit shiny as well, and it's just white with snowflakes on it. This was also from an Etsy shop, and it is called Stitching Postlewes. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but I will put a link in the description so that you can go and check it out yourself. Both of these shops, by the way, I had a little bit of a mishap on Etsy. So basically, when I normally buy things off Etsy, I do it through PayPal. So my address is picked up via PayPal and it just gets sent normally. But this time I had an Etsy gift card that I received for my birthday, and I used that to pay for the hanger and for the fabric. And because I used that to pay for it, it went to my default address, which I didn't realise was my address from like 2 houses ago. So it wasn't even like where my parents are living now. It was the one before that, where I've not lived for like almost 10 years. So as soon as I found out, I quickly messaged them. I think one had already sent me an email to say they've dispatched theirs, and that's how I found out. So I quickly sent an email saying, I'm really sorry, I've given the wrong address. Is it too late? Am I going to have to wait for them to send it back? Do I need to just rebuy it? And the sellers were super duper nice, and she just basically said, oh, the postman hasn't been yet, so I'll just change it now. And then the other one was really nice about it and just changed it anyway. So fantastic customer service for my stupidity. It fell apart. I can show you how the hanger works now though. So it's just these pieces of wood like this. They've got the magnetic strip on, and then you just put them together like that. With stitching the fabric onto the back, it's all falling apart now. I'll just talk properly now. This was the first time I used my sewing machine. I got a sewing machine for my birthday back in October, so it was my first time actually using it all by myself, and I'm pretty happy with what I did. So I just basically stitched it together like that. So I did it kind of inside out, and then it was like a pillowcase, and then I turned it inside out, and then I just hand stitched the bottom. It looks terrible, but it doesn't matter because you can't see it. But yeah, that's just how I've hand stitched the bottom. If you are going to use these hangers and finish a piece in a similar way, I would recommend giving quite a lot of space at the top and bottom. I didn't quite give enough because I thought that this would be enough. This is typical me. I never leave enough room, but I basically thought that it might be able to, so let's pretend this is the hanger, that it can kind of clamp in the middle of the stitching. but it can't. The magnets aren't quite strong enough to be able to do that, so your magnets have to go a little bit lower to that. Let me show you. So I'm just exaggerating it now just to show you when I display it. I do change it a little bit, but this is my stitching here. So it has to go just above the magnets. So if I just kind of pull it down as far as it will go, oop, that's where it will stay. So you have to have a bit, your stitching kind of poking up above the magnets. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But all in all, I'm really pleased with it. I'm really pleased to have gone out of my comfort zone a little bit and tried something new. It also looks really nice in the place where I have it. I've got some, it's basically hanging on the door that I've got that leads to my under the stairs storage, and I've got some fairy lights all the way around the door. So whenever I walk past it, I can see the Ada shimmering. And yeah, it did make me feel super Christmassy, so I love this piece. My other two fully finished objects are not here with me because they were gifts for Christmas Day, so we shall go to Past Beth to tell you all about those. Hello, hello, hello. We've got a Past Beth segment in front of the Christmas tree. Today is the 24th of December, so it's Christmas Eve, so I thought that I would have a bit of a festive background even though it won't be Christmas time when I upload the video, but it is for me. It's Christmas tomorrow. And for Christmas, I have made two gifts for people that I have to show you today. The first one is what I have been working on for the past couple of months. So I think in my previous FlossTube, I said that I'm working on something, but I can't show you what it is. And now I can show you. It is this. So this is a Bothy Threads Rendell design, and it is called King of the River, and it's a kingfisher. I've stitched it on 14 count Ada, and it's the speckled Ada that always comes with a Rendell design, and I've done it with 2 strands. This is going to be a gift for my dad. My dad loves birds, he goes birding, and it's one of his biggest hobbies, so when it came to making him a cross stitch, it was really easy to decide what to make. I think a kingfisher is one of his favourite birds, so when I saw that there's a Rendell design of a kingfisher, I thought that that would be perfect. It was lovely to stitch. I have done one Rendell design before, and that was Afternoon Nap, and I think although I did enjoy that one, I enjoyed this one so much more, and I think it's because of the contrasting colours. So rather than it all being the same colour again and again and again, there was a mix in this one. So I loved stitching it. It took me less time than I thought it would. I started it on my birthday, which was the 14th of October, and finished it, like start of December maybe? While stitching other things in between as well. So it didn't take me very long at all. I really loved stitching it. So that's that one. I really hope that my dad likes it. I've tried my best to keep it a secret, so I think he has no idea that I was making him a cross stitch. So I really hope he likes it. And then the second gift that I've made is for my younger sister. I have 3 sisters, and every year for Christmas we choose to do a Secret Santa. So when I picked Lindsay's name out of the hat, I decided that I wanted to do a cross stitch for her because I haven't done one for her before. I did one for my other sisters earlier on this year because it was their 30th birthdays. So she's got a few years yet until she has a special birthday, and she's recently moved house, and she did come to me with a cross stitch kit, and she said, I've bought this and I really want to have something nice to hang up in my house, so I thought about making it. I don't know if she ever got round to it because she's very, very busy. So I thought that I would make either something that will go with that, or if she's not had time to do it, then this can be a placeholder for it. But it is this design, and it says Home Sweet Home. It is a Emma Congdon design / Stitchrovia, and I have changed the colours quite a bit. So with this part here where there's the kind of ivory colour in between the letters, that's normally a pink, but I've gone for ecru instead. I made the vines and leaves more of a green colour, and then I went with a pinky colour for the big flowers, and then we've still got the ecru for the little flowers. I decided to finish this one in a hoop. I've only ever done one other hoop finish. This one's gone a little better, but it's still not great. I really need to practice with hoop finishers, but I've stitched this ribbon in at the back here. So that's pretty secure in there, and then I've backed it with some felt and I've done my best to stitch it on. It's not the neatest. I did have a bit of trouble with it. I started off with using this pinky colour to do the stitching at the back because I thought it would be a nice contrast, and it was, but my stitching's not very neat. So I decided, I had to unpick it anyway because I cut the wrong size circle, so I had to cut it a bit smaller. So when I redid it, I decided to go with blank thread instead, or white thread, because it's a bit more forgiving. It hides the unevenness and my mistakes, but it's not too bad, you know. I'm relatively happy with it, but I do definitely need to practice more. Those are the two gifts that I've made. I'm really hopeful that my family members like them, and I'm sure future Beth will be able to let you know. So let's go back to her. So there we go. Those are my 4 fully finished objects. I'm really happy that I also fully finished them in 4 different ways as well. It's something that's a little bit different to what I normally do. I think that I need to be a bit more confident, go out of my comfort zone a little bit more, and just try and finish things in a different way to what I normally do, because I normally either just frame it or back it on some poster board because that's easier. But I see what some people do on Instagram and on FlossTube, and it's absolutely stunning, and I just think, oh wow, I wish I could do that. And then I just need to say to myself, well, why not? Give it a go. If you actually try, maybe you can do it. So maybe that can be a goal for 2022, to actually be a bit more creative with my finishes. So then the last of my stitching that I have to show you is a work in progress that I have. This one is actually a gift. I don't usually show gifts before they're finished, but I really don't think this person is going to watch my video. If you are, Nikki, please stop watching right now. Go and click off. But this is what I'm stitching. So this is a Winnie the Pooh piece, which is from Vervico. It is on a 14 count light blue Aida, and I should probably show you what it will look like when it's finished. This is what the finished piece will look like. It is a kit that I bought from Lovecrafts, and I just think that that is so cute. I love it. And I have made a fair amount of progress. This was one that I stitched during Lord of the Rings Day. I think I did all of Piglet in that one day. And I think that's the beauty of this time of year, when it's between Christmas and New Year, you just have so much time to do whatever you feel like doing. So I have done a lot of stitching. Nikki is due on the 7th of January, so I've got a little bit of time to finish it. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I think the umbrella over here is actually more stitching than I first realised, because I mean, if you look at the size of it compared to Pooh and Piglet, they're probably about the same size. So yeah, I'm probably almost halfway, so I can get it done in time, I hope. I'm sure it'll be fine. Something that is quite sweet, which I'm feeling nostalgic about and I'm quite happy about, is that I also made a Winnie the Pooh birth piece when Nikki was pregnant with her first little boy, and I'll include a picture here, but he was born on the 24th of December. I was a little bit late with getting it finished, so it was around this time of year that I was stitching that piece 2 years ago, and it was the first piece that I worked on as well when I first got into cross stitching. So I do feel a bit like, oh, it's come full circle, because 2 years ago was when I first started stitching. I was doing a Winnie the Pooh piece for Nikki. So I think on my Instagram I have actually got a picture of when I was stitching on it on the 29th of December, which is today. So I will include a picture on here and you can see how far I was on that one in comparison to this one. To be fair, Eli had already been born when I was stitching on that other one. New baby's not been born yet, so hopefully I can get it done before he's here. So that is all of my stitching out of the way, so let's move into some haul. I've got quite a few different things to show you. The first one was actually a birthday present, so I should have talked about it in my last FlossTube. For some reason it completely slipped my mind, so I will show you guys now. My sister was kind enough to buy me this. This is Cross Stitch for the Soul, and it is a book by Emma Congdon. I've already got her second book, which was Cross Stitch for the Earth, but this one came out before. I hadn't quite had that one yet, but I love Emma's designs, and I've seen some of the ones that are in this book as well, and I just think they're stunning. My favourite is probably this one here. So I will probably stitch this at some point because I just love that. I've got an idea, I don't know how well it would work, but I kind of want to stitch it on an even weave, but stitch it 1 over 1, so it will be small. I'm not talking almond M&M style, I'm not going for like a 50 count, but like maybe a 36 count, and then it'll have all the detail but will be quite small. I don't know if anyone's done that, let me know how it went. I don't know if my eyes are good enough. But I thought it might be quite cute just to have one of these but have it quite little, and then I don't know what I'd do with it, but it'd be cute. The next bit of haul that I got was something that I actually treated myself to, and it is some golden needles here. Sorry, they're still in the tub. Let me get one out. Just here. These are size number 24, and they are just basically needles, but they're gold plated, so their nickel is underneath, but for the most part it's the gold. And the reason I bought this is I'd seen them around, but I didn't understand that there was a deal with them. I just thought that they were exactly the same as the nickel ones. But it was actually in Darcy's video when he talked about that he was gifted one. I think he was gifted one, but he tried out a gold needle and he basically said that it was life-changing and that it just went in and out the fabric so much smoother than a normal needle. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll give it a try. I mean, I guess it's alright. I wasn't that wowed, I'll be honest. Maybe I don't get the appeal, but I think because it did feel smoother, but I can't tell if it's because these are smaller than the needles that I normally use. But yeah, I gotta say, I wasn't particularly like, wow, this has changed my life. Sorry, Darcy. But I can tell a little bit of a difference, so I'm quite happy to still use them. It wasn't a waste of money. The next bit of haul that I have for you is kind of Christmas present related, but I bought it. So it is this cute little Pikachu needle minder. And he's got a Game Boy, look at him. Oh, I love this, it is so cute. So basically I stumbled across these and I thought that they were absolutely adorable. They have them in all of the starter Pokemon for Gen 1, so Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pikachu, and I just love them. And I think it's the Game Boy, it's the fact that they've got a little Game Boy, I just love it. So I thought that it would be really cute to buy these for my friends. So my friends Alice and Gushan, they are both into stitching as well, they're both into Pokemon, and I know that they have a certain love for some of the starters. So Gushan's favourite Pokemon is Charmander and Alice's favourite starter is Bulbasaur. And although Charmander's probably my favourite as well, sorry Gushan, I don't think I've mentioned that to her, but he probably is my favourite. However, I do have a soft spot for Pikachu because the first Pokemon that I played was Pokemon Yellow. So he is like the starter of my heart, so I'm quite happy to have Pikachu. I'll include a picture of the little gifts that I had for them because there was something else that I had included in the bag that I got for them, and of course I had to buy that for myself as well. Like, it's Christmas, it's the time of giving. So I have here a little Snagnabbit. I've never tried one and I still haven't tried it. As you can see, it's still in the packet. For those that haven't seen one before, as you can see, it looks, oh sorry, I just moved the microphone. It looks very similar to a needle, but it's got like this spiraled edge at the end, and apparently it makes it a lot easier. So if you've got any snags or if you've got some thread poking out the wrong way, it helps you poke it back in. And that happens to me quite often because I start a lot of stitching with a pin stitch, and sometimes I don't cut the excess thread small enough so it will stick through. So yeah, I'm quite excited to use that, and I think it will be pretty useful. And then the other thing that I bought, I kind of showed you a sneak peek of when I showed you the Winnie the Pooh, but it is these. These aren't actually a stitching product, they are magnetic cable ties. So it is literally for cable management. You just use this rather than the plastic cable ties that are one use. As you can see, I have been not using it, not very neatly, to pin back excess fabric. So I've seen these quite a lot online, and it was actually showcased in the Caterpillar cross stitch video that Sean did as their new YouTube presenter. Go Sean. And it was the stocking filler ideas, and she recommended these, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, that is a good stocking filler for me. So I bought a pack of them and I shared them out between me, Gushan and Alice, and yeah, they have been working really great. Obviously, as you can see, it's not very neat on the front, but on the back it's so clear that when I'm stitching it just doesn't get in the way. So I really do recommend those. They were a great find. We're not even halfway through haul, like there's a fair bit, there's quite a lot. So next, okay, so next I have another needle minder. However, I didn't actually purchase this one. This is so sweet. So the needle minders that I bought, the Pikachu one was from Willow Stitchy Things along with the Charmander one. However, the Bulbasaur one was from Dinky Trinket Co. And when I opened the packet, I saw that they had included this needle minder as well. Come on, there we go. Oh, look how cute that is. I love its little face. So when I opened it, I kind of panicked and thought, oh no, they've sent me an extra one. So I sent a message to Dinky Trinket Co. and said, you've accidentally included an extra needle minder. Do you want me to send it back? What do you want me to do? And she responded saying, oh no, that's a gift for you. If you have a look on the card, she had written saying this is a gift for you. So I thought that was so sweet. Like, she just sends an extra needle minder. And this one's so cute. I love it as well. So thank you so much, Dinky Trinket Co. And if you do want to go and check out that store, they're very generous. So I bought those little gifts for my friends, ready for a stitching night that we were going to have. Unfortunately, COVID foiled our plans and we weren't able to have it in person, which was such a shame. Gu lives in London, so she was going to get the coach down, but it's probably for the best that she didn't, because, you know, it's very spreadable at the moment, so being on a coach full of people probably isn't the best idea. So we decided to have a virtual little stitching party instead. So I sent the girls a picture of the gifts that I'd bought for them. Gushan had actually bought us a gift as well, and I've not yet received that, but when I do, I will definitely show it to you guys. And Alice had totally 100% bought as a gift as well. And it was so weird that we went onto Dinky Trinket Co.'s Etsy page whilst we were having our little stitching party, and we noticed that there were Powerpuff Girl little needle minders, and we talked about who our favourite Powerpuff Girl was. Clearly mine was Bubbles, Gushan's was Buttercup, and Alice's was Blossom. So I said, oh man, I should have bought those rather than getting the Pokemon ones. I should have got us Powerpuff Girls. But luckily, Alice had already, 100% definitely already bought them for us. So she didn't just hear us talking about it then and think, okay, yeah, I'll buy it now. She definitely had bought it already. I'll stop now. So here is my cute little Bubbles needle minder. I love the idea of having like the same needle minders as my friends. Like, we got little friendship needle minders. It feels like I'm at school again, but yeah, it's really cute. So yeah, I love Powerpuff Girls growing up, and Bubbles was definitely my favourite. So yeah, so I did get a couple of Christmas gifts this year that aren't stitching related but are crafty related, so I thought that I would show them here. People talk on FlossTube about both of these crafts, so it's really interesting that people had bought them for me. The first one is diamond painting. So I've not actually opened it up properly yet, but I think you can tell who it is from just looking at that. We got a little image here. So it looks like it's Pikachu in some flowers. But this was basically from Mark's sister. She has a friend who does diamond painting, and she saw all these frames up in her hallway and thought they looked absolutely amazing with them shimmering. And we had a chat about diamond painting. I talked about how it's quite similar to cross stitch, and she thought that I might want to give it a go. So I thought that was a really thoughtful gift, and even more thoughtful that it's Pikachu as well. So I am super excited to give that a go. Apparently it comes with all of the things inside, but like I say, I've not opened it properly yet, but I most certainly will, and I'm excited to give that a go. The other craft that I was gifted was this cute little set. Look at that, how adorable is that? And it's a little knitting set, which I have never tried knitting before in my life. I've tried crochet before, but I've never touched knitting needles before. So this is really, really cute. I thought that I would open it now and we can kind of see what's inside together. This was from my sister, my stepsister Steph. Oh, it's so sweet. So we've got the knitting needles. Wow, look at those. They're quite thick, aren't they? They are 10mm. Oh, they're really pretty as well. Look, I love that. We've then got the wool. That's lovely. What a beautiful colour. I love that. Fabulous. Stitch on Story pure wool. Oh, it's soft as well. Fantastic. We have this. A big needle. I think that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. I look a bit silly if it's not. But I think it is. I think it's when you've got like a spare thread, you use it to poke it through. And then lastly in the box there is the little kit that you get for it. It's a cup cozy. That is so cute. Oh, because she got me a cup as well. That's so smart. It doesn't actually say on here that it's a cup cozy. So I don't know if that was intentional, but she got me a mug with it as well. I'll have to ask her. It must have been. She must have knew. So it's just got all the instructions on it to make a little cup cozy, and you can either make it for a mug or for like a takeout cup. That is so cute. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn a new craft. Oh, I just love that. I don't know why I love them so much. I feel like normally knitting needles are a bit like plasticky, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. I just love them. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited to just learn new crafts, and it is something that I've thought about maybe making videos about, like just Beth tries a new craft. I don't know, maybe. I might give it a go, but I don't know how entertaining I could make a knitting video. I guess it depends how awful I am at it. So those were my Christmas gifts that I received, but the generosity doesn't end there, because I actually got my first piece of stitchy kindness from somebody in the community. So I'm so excited about this. I've been kind of prepping it for the past few weeks, and I'm really excited to actually give it a try. So Hayley from the Stitching Cabin was really generous and actually gifted me a copy of the PDF version of her stitching journal that she sells. So I will show you a little sneak peek here. So it's the 2022 stitching journal, and like I say, it was a PDF copy, so I printed out the pages. I bought this A5 file effects style folder, I don't know, and Hayley has been really nice and really helpful, because I even like asked her what kind of hole punch do I need. So she's helped me throughout and just been really supportive and generous. So thank you so much, Hayley. And I love this journal. I'll show you my favorite pages. But if you do want to have a full look through, Hayley has done one on her Instagram, so I will link that below. Definitely go and check it out. But it is, for those who don't know what a stitching journal is, it's a way of being organised. And Hayley saw my whip parade and how I said that I have no idea how many things that I'm working on. I just go with it. So she thought that this would be perfect for me, and it is. So for each month there is some calendar pages. This is actually not printed double-sided, but I've just flipped some of the pages around, so I have got some blank spaces in it. We've got a whip tracker there, and just a couple of pages for notes. I thought the notes here would be perfect for me to just jot down ideas for my FlossTube. So for each month I can just start making a note of what it is that I want to talk about in my FlossTube, because I always wait till the last minute and then I always forget stuff. Like the book that my sister bought me for my birthday, completely forgot about it. So this will be really, really useful in just keeping track of what I want to talk about each month. And there's more notes there, and then all of those pages are the same for each month, so you've got that freedom to kind of put in here whatever you like. I'm going to flick to the back because there is pages for your whip list, which is definitely what I need. There's quite a few pages as well, so if you've got quite a lot of whips, there's plenty of space for you to include them. And my very, very, very favourite page is this one. So this is Waiting in the Wings, and that is basically for any patterns that you've bought or when you've started to kit something up but it's not quite ready yet, and this is waiting in the wings for you to start on it. That is such a good idea. Like, I don't know if that's in other places, but I just never thought to document it in that way, because I've got 2 things that I've kitted up and not started yet, which I just forget about all the time. And then I also thought it's a really good place to put in any freebies that you get, because I know that when I've first started shopping at a lot of shops, for example Caterpillar Cross Stitch, you get sent a bunch of freebies and then I just completely forget about them. So I thought that Waiting in the Wings would be a perfect place to put those. And then there's a little tick boxes as well down the side for if you've bought the chart, the fabric and the floss, and what you have ready to go. So it was so generous and so kind of Hayley to give me this, and the generosity doesn't start there, because she has also given me an extra copy for me to give away to one of you guys. So if you want to be in with the chance of winning one of these, all you have to do is, number 1, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Number 2, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Number 3, leave me a comment down below letting me know what your plans are for 2022, stitching related, non-stitching related, whatever you prefer, and just make sure you include the phrase 2022, so just the 4 numbers 2022, just because that will be what I use to search and find the comment. The giveaway will be closed on the 27th of January, and I believe that I'll be filming a video the following day on the Friday, and that is going to be where I announce who the winner is. So make sure that you check out my next FlossTube to find out if you've won. On my previous giveaway, I just replied to the comment to the person that had won, and I think that that's a little bit anticlimactic. So I want to keep the excitement up a little bit this time, and if you don't contact me after the video within 7 days, then I will reply to your comment and contact you. Thank you so much to Hayley for being so generous. I am really excited to fill that in. I think that I'm going to fill in the journal with my plans for 2022, and I think that that will be great to show you guys in my next video, because it will be January's video, so you can see what my goals are and what my plans are for 2022. And that is everything that I have for you today. I feel like I've been talking for about 2 hours. I hope that everybody has a wonderful new year. I hope that 2022 is fantastic, maybe just slightly better than 2021 and 2020, but we'll see. I'm sure it will be. Have a good one, guys, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I would love it if you subscribed, and I will see you next time in 2022. This is my last video of 2021, so see you next year. Bye.